Hello everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our topic connectors. Now, this is part 3. As you know well, that connectors is a very different and very interesting topic. In this session as well, we are going to discuss another part of connector only. Okay, so first of all, let us have a look at what we are going to discuss in this session. Well, in this session, we are going to discuss these following topics. Now, what are the following topics? Contradictory connectors. So first of all, we are going to discuss those connectors that show contradiction. Moreover, we are going to discuss types of contradictory connectors. It means those connectors or the types of these type of connectors. Well, if you see this word contradictory or contradiction, now first of all, we'll discuss that what are contradictory connectors and why do these type of connectors are called contradictory connectors. Okay. So first of all, we'll read the second concept, that is contradictory connectors. Now, what was concept 1? That we have discussed in our earlier session, where I told you that connectors being preposition, they are different from connectors being conjunctions. And we have read various parts and we have read many examples to make that comparison. So in this session, we are going to discuss another concept, that is contradictory connector. And now, what is contradictory connector? As you know the word contradiction. Okay, so first of all, let us discuss the definition of this contradictory connectors. Now, if you see this word contradictory, you must have heard a word about contradiction. You must have heard a word that is contradiction. So what is contradiction? When you say something and you oppose the particular statement, that means these two statements are contradictory with each other. For example, if you have ever heard a quote in Macbeth that is by witches, that fair is foul and foul is fair. So here we have two contradictory statements, that fair is foul and foul is fair. Okay, so these two are contradictory to each other. Well, contradiction actually when something has been said and we are opposing the same statement. For example, if you see this one. Now, suppose I colored this block with white, okay? And now another block you can see with the black color, okay? So this I have colored with white and another you have seen with black. Now, these are just on the juxtaposition. It means one block is of white color, another is black. And we know well that white is opposite of black. So we have both the things together. So this is contradictory. It means when we say something and we negate it, that statement consists of contradictory statements. For example, if I say he is well, okay, and but he has fever. Now he is well, but he has fever. Now in the first clause, I'm saying that he is well. In the another statement, I'm saying that he has fever. So these two statements are obviously contradictory to one another, to each other. Why so? Because in the one I have said that yes, he's well. And in the another statement, I've said that he has fever. It means these two statements, they carry the contradictory statements or the contradictory talks. Now, this is just an example, but I will elaborate this point with the help of this definition. Contradictory connectors, often referred to as contrastive or adversative connectors. It means these are the connectors which join those two sentences or those two clauses which are adverse to each other. It means whenever we write one statement, another statement or another clause negates the previous one. Are words or phrases used to link ideas or clauses that present opposing or contrasting information. Okay, so when we give something, when we give some information, the another clause of it says something opposite to that, or it provides some opposing statement. Okay, or opposite information. They help in balancing or showing the difference between two statements, ideas or concepts within a same sentence, within a sentence or between sentences. Okay. Now, types of contradictory connectors. So here we have some types of contradictory connectors. First of all, we have contradictory conjunctions and another is contradictory prepositions. Now, let me take an example. If I say, she is very intelligent. she is very intelligent. However, she's very intelligent, or maybe possible if I say, but she could not, she could not qualify, she could not qualify the examination. She could not qualify the examination. Now, if you see these two statements, and these two statements are joined with the conjunction that is but. So this but is joining two statements. In the first statement, we are saying that she is very intelligent. And now if she is very intelligent, of course she can clear any examination. But in the another statement, we say that she could not qualify the examination. It means this shows the contradiction. It means she was intelligent, but she was not able to qualify the examination. It means these are two contradictory statements that we have written together, and we have used a word that is but. So, but is actually a contradictory connector. Now, what is it? Either it is a conjunction or preposition. So, that depicts that there are two types of contradictory connectors. That is, as I told you, that connectors can be divided on two bases. Either they can be conjunction or the preposition. So here as well, this contradictory connectors, or these contradictory connectors, they can be of two types. Either they can be contradictory conjunctions or contradictory prepositions. Okay. Now, first of all, let us discuss contradictory conjunctions. Now, as we know well that conjunctions are the words that join two sentences together. In our earlier session as well, we have discussed the difference between conjunctions and prepositions. I told you that after preposition, we can only have ing form of verb. And after conjunction, we can have the noun, pronoun, or the verb. Okay. And the main verb can also be there. But in case of preposition, we cannot make the action verb or the principal verb just after the preposition, or if it is there, it should be in ing form only. Now, define contradictory conjunctions. First of all, let us see the definition of contradictory conjunctions. Contradictory conjunctions, also known as adverse set of conjunctions, because they show something adverse, are words used to connect clauses or sentences that express contrast or opposition. Okay, so it joins two such sentences in which one sentence, whatever has been said in the first clause or the first sentence, is negated by the another clause or the sentence. Okay, they are essential for showing the relationship between ideas that are contradictory or in contrast to each other. Okay. Now, there are various types of contradictory conjunctions. Now, what are these? We have though, although, even if, even then, but, however, nevertheless, yet, still, nonetheless, on the contrary. So, all these are contradictory conjunctions, and we will be reading each and every contradictory conjunction with examples one by one. Now, as I told you that, suppose I say that she visited Delhi, but she did not visit the monuments, or she went to Delhi, but she did not go to the monuments, or she did not go to see the monuments. Okay. Now, if I write this sentence here, we show some contradiction that she went to Delhi. This is one sentence, and we are contradicting it that she did not visit, or she did not go to any monuments. Okay, so there is a contradiction which we can show. Okay, so these words, these are contradictory conjunctions. It means when we join two sentences together of the equal rank, but we are showing the one sentence negating the another, or the another sentence negating the previous one, that conjunction is known as contradictory conjunction. Okay, now let us see these words one by one. So first of all, we'll discuss though. So first of all, we are going to discuss though as the contradictory conjunction. Meaning of though. Though is the conjunction used to introduce a clause expressing a contrast or contradiction with the main clause of a sentence. It means if there is a sentence and here this though word has been used, it means that this clause in which this though word is there, it will show the contradiction, or the another statement will show the contradiction of that sentence which is contained by the word though. Okay. It indicates that despite the fact or idea presented in the introductory clause, the main statement still holds true. Okay. Now, essentially, though is used to show that the second part of the sentence presents a surprising or unexpected outcome in the light of the first part. For example, if I say, though he is poor, though he is poor, now from a poor, what we can expect? Though he's poor, obviously, if he's poor, maybe possible he cannot live a luxury life. He cannot afford many things that the another person, that the rich man can, and there are many things. Okay, that a poor, and he is not expected to have so. Though he's poor, he has a luxury car. He has a luxurious car. Now he's poor and he has a luxurious car, a luxury car. Okay, so how can it happen that he's a poor and he has a luxury car? So there is a contradiction between these two statements, that because this is not possible at all. But here it is happening that though he's poor, he has a luxury car. It means this statement completely negates this statement that he cannot be the poor. Or maybe possible, there is some twist, because a poor, we know all that a poor cannot afford the luxury car, but he is affording so. But he affords. It means there is something twist between this twist in this line. Okay, so here we are negating a particular statement. For example, if I say though he's poor, though he is poor, he helps everyone. Suppose, though he's poor, he helps everyone. Okay, now if someone is poor, we cannot expect him to help anyone, but he helps everyone, maybe because of his nature. So though he's poor, he helps everyone. So this again shows the contradiction. Now if I say though he's rich, though he's very rich, though he is very rich, he is very rich, yet he doesn't help the needy. It means he doesn't help the needy, maybe because of his nature. Though he's rich, it means he is capable of helping others, but he does not do so. So we are just contradicting this statement, or we are just negating this particular statement or the meaning to this particular statement. So here we are using the word though to show this particular statement which has been negated by the another statement. So this is actually the example of though. Now usage of though. The conjunction though is used to indicate a contrast or unexpected relationship between two ideas. At the beginning of the clause, now we have to see where this though can be used, or you can say the position of though in a sentence. So we can use though in the beginning of the sentence, used to introduce a subordinate clause that contrasts with the main clause. Okay, so there are two clauses in the sentence. One is subordinate, another one is the main clause. And here these two statements, or the subordinate or the main clause, they are negating each other. Okay, and though word is used with the subordinate clause only. Example, though he was tired. So this is one clause. He continued working. Now, if a person is tired, what you can expect of him? You can expect that he will go and take rest, but he continued working. It means he opposed the tiredness, or he opposed the tiredness. He opposed his state of mind or situation, but he continued to work. So though shows the contradiction, that though he was tired, he continued working. So this being tired, he did not go to take rest. In fact, he continued working. So he did something which was not expected of him. So this though is contradicting these two statements. Okay. Now, it can be used in the middle of the sentence. Now, what you will do, you will just shift the entire clause to another part. Now, can be used to introduce a contrasting idea in the middle of the sentence. He continued working, though he was very tired. Now, we have written the same sentence we wrote earlier in this pattern, where we are using the word though in the middle of the sentence, but what we have done actually, we have just you can say that we have just shifted this statement after this statement. Okay, so we have written the sentence like he continued working though he was tired. It means we have shifted this entire clause after the last one. Okay, so uh, this is the usage of though in the middle of the sentence. Okay, now let us move to the next one. It can be used at the end of a sentence as well. How? Often used informally to add a contrasting thought at the end of a sentence. Now, basically, we don't use though in written format, but informally we can use it. It means while speaking, we can use though in the last of the sentence as well. Well, it can be used in the written form as well, but that is, you can say, rarely used or very less use of it. Okay. Example, it is a bit expensive, though. Okay, it means suppose I'm saying something, I'm pointing out something, and I'm saying that this is very cheap, or you can say this costs very less. But the another person, he is making the statement, no, this is not cheap. This is expensive. What you are feeling that is of reasonable cost, may be possible it is cheap for the another, it is expensive for the another one. May be possible he can buy it from his own city or country at the lesser price. Okay, for example, let me create a situation for this. Suppose there are two friends, A and B. Okay, these are two friends. Now A went to market and she bought, these two are girls. Okay, and A bought two dresses. Okay, A bought two dresses, which costs her 400 rupees only. No, not 4,000 rupees only. And now what she's thinking? She's thinking that she has bought something like treasure, because she thinks that these two dresses, if they are of rupees 4,000, it means this price is very much less. Now, one day B comes to A's home. Okay. Now A is at her home, feeling that whatever she has bought, these two dresses, these are very cheap. Okay. Now B comes to her house to see those two dresses. But when she see these two dresses, she says that what are the price? And A says that it worth 4,000 rupees. Now B is surprised. Why so? Because B thinks that these two dresses, she has also seen it in her own city or somewhere in the market. So she saw those two dresses only worth these 2,500. In fact, now she is saying, no, you have not purchased it on lesser price. In fact, you have these are bit expensive. These are quite expensive, though. It means you have bought these two dresses on expensive rates. Okay, or these two dresses are expensive. Okay, so what A is in her mind, that these two dresses are of very less cost she has bought. So now her perception is, you can say, is gone, because B said that it is a bit expensive, though. Okay, so this is how we can use though in the end of the sentence. In concessive clauses, used to introduce a concession, acknowledging a point but diminishing its significance. It means concessive clauses are those clauses in which a statement is made, but on the other hand, we show that this is just like, you can say, a satire, and which is not according to its status or insignificance. For example, if I say A is very rich, but but he does not help anyone. Now, being rich, he should help everyone, but because of his behavior, because of his nature, he does not help anyone. It means it shows this insignificance of his being rich. Okay, so that is the concession sentence. So used to introduce a concession, acknowledging a point but diminishing its significance in light of the main clause. For example, though the weather was bad. Now, weather was bad, we had a great time. Now, what happened? That it does not matter at all. In fact, we had great time. Okay, though the weather was bad, but it did not matter to us. In fact, we had a great time. In fact, we had enjoyed a lot. Okay, suppose you are planning for a picnic, and obviously you will expect that the weather to be pleasant, but when you go to the picnic, you found that the weather was unpleasant. Yet you because you were with your family or friends, so you enjoyed a lot, uh, in spite of having that bad weather. You enjoyed a lot, though the day was bad, though the day was hectic, though the day was tiring. It was worth, because what you have done was worth. Okay, was appreciated. That means all your tiredness will go in vain, because it will lose its significance, because whatever you wanted, you have done that. Okay, so that will make the situation possible, that though the weather was bad, but it does not affect. It means the being bad weather, or being the unpleasant weather, it being the unpleasant weather, it did not affect your time, your picnic. You had a great time. It means the significance of this part was low. Okay, because it did not make its effect. Okay, now with even for emphasis, even though now we can use these two words together, is a stronger form of though. Now, however we use the word though, similarly we use the word even though, but even though emphasizes more than the use of though, and is used for emphasis. Even though it was raining, the parade continued. It means it did not effect at all. It did not make effect at all. Sorry, it did not affect at all. Uh, the parade continued even though it was raining. It means even though is just expressing the point that even though it was raining. Okay. Now, if there was rain, obviously the parade should be discontinued, but the parade continued even though it was raining. It means they are showing that this situation, it does not affect. It did not affect the parade. Okay, it happened. It continued though it was raining, or even though it was raining. So they are just emphasizing, they are just expressing this contradiction, okay, or the situation which was unpleasant. In comparative construction, sometimes used in comparisons to indicate a slight concession. Example, she did well on the test, though not as well as she hoped. It means sometimes used in comparisons when we compare two people together to indicate slight concession. For example, she did well on the test. So she did very good in the test, though not as well as she hoped. It means no one expected of her to do so, but she did well on the test. Okay. Structure of though. Though is versatile conjunction, often used to introduce a contrast or exception to the preceding statement at the beginning of the clause. Now, the structure will be though plus clause plus main clause. Example, though it was raining, we decided to go for a walk. Now, after though, we have the clause, and after that, we have the main clause. Okay. In the middle of the sentence, a structure main clause. First of all, the main clause will come, then though, then clause. So we decided to go for a walk, though it was raining. At the end of the sentence, main clause plus though. We decided to go for a walk. It was raining, though. Okay, so you can use though in these positions. Rules associated with though. Contrast introduction. Though introduces a contrasting idea to the main clause. Example, though it was raining. Though it is raining, the game will continue. It means whatever the situation is, the game will continue. It means though just you can say you are just ignoring that situation which is going on, to show that ignored statement, or to show that ignored situation that did not affect or that do not affect your plans. You can use though to show such statements. Position can be placed at the beginning of the contrasting clause, which can come before or after the main clause. We went out, though it was raining. Now here you show that we went out though it was raining. Okay, we went out though it was raining. It means we did serve whatever the situation it was. Comma use. Now, how can you put the comma? Use a comma after the clause when it precedes the main clause. Now, in our examination or competitive exams, we are not asked the punctuation question. However, we should know that how to put comma in the structure of the sentence. Though he was late, he did not rush. So, though can inverted commas can be used in the word though. Informal ending. In the informal speech, though can be used at the end of the sentence for contrast. It is expensive. It is good though. Not for the cause and effect. Don't use though for showing cause and effect. Now, though can only contradict the statements. You cannot use it for cause and effect. He passed the test though he did not study much. Now, this is of no use because we have to use this though to show the contradiction. Whereas here the sentences, he passed the test um, though he did not study much is the correct as it contrasts, not explains cause. Okay, so here the sentence is absolutely correct as we have used the word though, but we cannot use this to explain the clause. Okay, to explain the reason we can only use because or since or due to. Avoid double negatives. Ensure not to create a double negative unintentionally. For example, though he rarely studies, he performs well. Now, if I say though he rarely studies, it means he does not study at all. He performs well. So this here we can use the word though. But if I say though he rarely studies, he does not perform well. Obviously, that will be the incorrect sentence because we are using two negatives together. We are not making any contradictory statement. So here, the most important thing is to show the contradiction. Example of though, contrasting two ideas. Though he was nervous, he gave an excellent speech. She decided to buy the dress, though it was a bit over her budget. Yet she decided to buy that dress. With the though clause at the beginning. Though it was raining heavily, the outdoor event continued as planned. Though the movie received poor reviews, I found it quite entertaining. With though clause at the end, he's quite busy with work, though he always makes time for his family. The solution was simple, though it took us hours to figure it out. Introducing a subordinate clause, though she had little experience. Now this is introducing clause. She handled the situation very well. Okay, so this is the main clause. He accepted the job offer, though he had some reservations about the company. Now here you can say that this is the subordinate clause, whereas this is the main clause. He accepted the job offer. Expressing a contrast in feelings or opinions. Though the task seemed easy, it took a lot of time to complete. They went camping, though they are not fond of outdoor activities. Now, these were all the examples of the word though or the conjunction though that we have read. So this though can be used as contradictory conjunction. In fact, we have various contradictory conjunctions. This word though, it only emphasizes, or you can say it only shows the contradictory statements. Whatever we do, another statements negate the first one. Okay, so there we use the word though to join two such conditions together. Okay, now I hope you have understood the meaning of though. One thing that you should keep in mind that while we are using the word though, both the statements, whenever we write both the statements, they should negate each other. For example, if I say she is busy, she is busy. She did not meet me. Okay. Now here, if I write the word though she is busy, sorry, here I should write the word was. Sorry, here we shall write the word was. Now, though she was busy, she did not meet me. Now, if I say though she was busy, if she was busy, obviously, she cannot meet me. Okay, because she was busy. So here, if I'm using this word though, we are saying the same thing. Obviously, she was busy. She must not meet anyone. So she does not meet me as well. But these two statements, they are not making any contradiction. They are not making any contradiction. And if they are not making any contradiction, we cannot use the word though. But if I write the sentence like busy, she was busy, she met me for she met me. Okay. Now here I can write though she was busy, she met me. Now, if you see this statement, this is right. Why, sir? Because here we can see the contradiction. Okay. In the above sentence, we could not see the contradiction, whereas in this sentence, the contradiction is clearly seen. That she was busy, though she was busy. It means maybe possible there were there were many pieces of work for her to do. Yet she took some time for me. Okay, uh, she made some time for me and she met me. Okay, though she was busy. Okay, but if I say she was busy, so I can also write she was busy, so she did not meet me. Okay, or she did not meet me because she was busy. So above sentence isn't correct using though, because here we are showing two ideas which are equal. Okay, which are equal or matching with each other. But in the next one, we are showing this contradiction can be seen clearly. That is why we are using the word though. So though is a word that shows the contradiction. Okay, the two ideas, they will not match each other, and they will show the contradiction. Only then we can use the word though, and this though can be used in at any position, in the beginning of the sentence, in the middle of the sentence, or in the last of the sentence. The most important thing is that whichever clause is written after though, it should be the subordinate clause, and the rest one shows the contradiction. Okay, so this is the main clause. So main clause is shown by the contradictory statement, and the actual statement is shown by though, which is subordinate conjunction. Okay, so here we have read all the points regarding though. I hope you have understood each and every point very well. Till then, in the next session, we'll discuss some more connectors. Till then, thanks to you.